All right, so we are going to go over the components of an electric file compared to this guy. Welcome to BGM, Science of Beauty in the Business Nail School. I'm Coach Angela, owner of BGM.
And I'm Coach Dawn. I'm the Director of Programs. Thank you for joining us on this lesson. We're going to be talking about electric filing. We're going to talk about the scope of practice for electric filing, the anatomy of the e-file and the bits, and we're going to also cover the measurements of the bits and how they fit in the e-file and why they're made for electric files and not for rotary devices.
Before we start, we definitely want to put out this disclaimer that although we are a licensing school, this information is for educational and entertainment purposes, and we strongly encourage you to get your license before utilizing or any of this information on someone else.
So what is an electric file?
It is an electrical machine, and it is used to help nail technicians to shape the nail, to remove either some excess product from the nail. They're able to, once they learn how to use it correctly, they're able to be more efficient with their services and quicker without losing quality. But it's not an electric file that is for nail technicians.
If you go to one of the hardware stores and you're purchasing a rotary device, even if it's like handheld and it's small and it fits, it still needs to be made for nail technicians.
We're here to give you accurate information, and we're going to share with you the difference between an electric file for nail technicians to work with. Make sure you stick around, watch this entire video so you can get more information, more education in electric filing. So what Coach John just talked about was definitely a craft and a hobby tool. And with those, what are some things that we can do? Like, you won't want to use your electric file for crafts and hobbies, but those rotary devices, what are those used for?
They're used for woodworking. They're also used for like glasswork and etching and leather. But you can use the rotary devices from different hardware stores, and sometimes you find them in like the hobby stores too. Yeah. And you can etch on top of those surfaces with a device that looks like an e-file, but those are separate. Those are different than the ones that you would use as a nail technician.
As beginner nail techs, make sure you're shopping that for devices that are specifically made for you. We're going to talk about the scope of practice. Scope of practice is really key. So when we think about our scope of practice, what is that under our legal and ethical boundaries? Like, where we stand?
Our scope of practice states that only electric files, drills, or machines specifically designed and manufactured for use in the professional nail industry may be used in any establishment or school for performing manicure or pedicure services. Crafts, hardware, and hobby tools cannot be used under any circumstances.
Words are important. The state doesn't really understand words. We don't want to say drill, although we know that that is a common term, but we even teach the scientists to say an electric file. And it can be kind of a scary concept. So I just want to implore and ask you all to make sure you're using the correct terminology when you're talking about electric filing. And there are many do's and don'ts and when we want to stay under compliance with our e-files. So I'm going to go over a couple of the do's. And one of the do's is correctly learn how to use your e-file. You should take the time to get knowledge. Take your time to get the knowledge of someone who has really experienced the information. Another do is make sure you use an e-file that is tailored to nail technicians. Another one is make sure you know how to know the specifics of them, because some of them have higher speeds, some of them have lower speeds. They have
the switch. Some of them have a switch control. Some of them will have a dial that tells you the speed that you're using, and then sometimes it has the numbers and sometimes it doesn't. And
the other one is keep your insurance updated. If you are licensed, make sure you have insurance and just keep that insurance updated, because it can be as simple as a slight burn, irritation, and they think you caused it. But that's not the case. As long as you are insured, you can have that backup plan to cover you. And then lastly is use the correct bits that go along with your electric file. Coach Don talked about a rotary machine. Granted, they don't fit in there, but there are some bits out there that they have for craft that looks like it can fit and possibly can fit, but the shank of it is different.
And then some of the things that you don't want to do, you don't want to perform e-file services without a permit a license or your insurance. And that's one of the reasons we offer the e-file certification. It's one of the things that our scientists have to go through anyway, because we want to make sure that they're coming into the industry with the knowledge that they need to be able to use the e-file correctly. It's just an upgrade from using the hand file. There really should not be a huge difference except for the efficiency, like you said earlier. And then do not use the craft or rotary devices, the drills, the hobby tools, the hardware store tools. Like, that is just an absolute no. No matter what state you're in, that is going to be a hard no. You do not use those on people's nails. And the last one is, don't service your own e-file.
Oh gosh, no.
Now, this is not a full and comprehensive list of the don'ts.
No.
But these are just going to be the ones that we point out today. You don't service your own e-file. As Coach Angela said, make sure you know the specifics of your e-file. One of those specifics is going to be your warranty policy. Once you open that e-file, don't let the first thing be that you pull it out and you connect it and you turn it on and you start using it. You need to know the specifics. You need to go over your e-file, look at it, see how it works. But the main thing is you pull out that pamphlet that's in there and you find out what your warranty information is, so that if something happens, the first thing that you do is you send it off to be serviced. Make sure you keep that warranty information handy, because more than likely it is an appliance and appliances fail. So you want to be able to send it off and not service it yourself.
All right, so we are going to go over the components of an electric file compared to
This guy.
the rotary machine. You can already look at the packaging. The boxes are totally different. Nice, pretty packaging. We actually
This is my toolkit.
We actually went to the hardware store to get this one. But as Coach John is taking that one out, I'm just going to show you some stuff that had come out the box. This comes with a nice pamphlet that explains to you, look, like it shows you the components of it, it talks about how it is put together, but that doesn't mean that you need to service it yourself.
I mean, this is a big book.
Yeah, it's a book. Like
the whole book.
A piece of hardware equipment. It's a whole book, right?
Oh, and this is interesting, honestly. It gives you a whole entire breakdown of this thing being picked apart, which is really strange, because I know that doesn't do that, which lets a person think that they can probably put this together themselves, take it apart and put it together themselves, where this one is completely broken apart. That one is not.
I'm going to put together the e-file for nails. You want to go ahead and make sure that the output, this is on this e-file, is here, because this is going to be your, not your, what is this called again?
Your control box?
Yeah, your control box. Your control box that controls the speed of your e-file. This is a rechargeable one, so you can recharge this. Then this is your handpiece that you use, and all of them come with a protector that you could put in here just to protect it. And then the one that we got had come with their own bits, but we're going to show you some bits as well. And then it also has where you can set it down, and the holder that goes on the side. So when you have it, since it is portable, when you have it, then you want to be able to connect it to you, put it on your pocket, put it on your apron, and you can use it. So that is basically how you set up this one. Pretty simple. So Coach Don, how does this one go?
This is the one we don't want, all right? So number one of the biggest things is this is not rechargeable. Well,
this is the rotary.
This is the rotary device. In the past, this was hidden from us, okay? This is the one that was hidden. We never saw this guy. What we would see would be this nice little looking contraption device being used on our nails. This is connected to the wall, and then you have this drill looking big bulky thing, and you take contraption and you take this silver end and you have to screw it into this on this end. This drill turns the end of this, which looks like a nice little handpiece. It looks like a nice little e-file. The problem is that in order to, how to screw that on. The problem is that number one, you may have control over the speed, but this is not made for nails, and here's the reason why. Number one, it has it's a much heavier weight. And then on top of that, you really don't have the same type of control that you would have with this one over here.
So this is history right here. This is current.
Yeah. This is the bit kit that comes in. And then if you see the size difference, the size is completely different. So
this is turned all the way up
to the highest speed,
to the square, to the highest speed.
The highest speed for that one is 30,000 RPM.
Turn it. Is it turned all the way up?
It is not. Do you hear that?
That's all the way up.
Imagine how scary that sounds for a client who is coming in to get their nails done.
And it smells like, you can even smell.
You can smell the burning, like burning rubber. The starting speed for this rotary tool is 10,000 RPMs. That's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
Where the starting speed for the handheld nail technician electrical file is normally about 3,000 RPMs.
Now that we've shown you the e-files that you can use as a nail technician and the one machine, drill, big piece of equipment that you can't, we want to go over the different types of bits. First, we want to talk about our diamond bits.
So diamond bits have small particles of diamonds on them. Some are synthetic, some are real. The real ones, they do tend to cost a little bit more, but they also last you longer. And they do a much better job than the synthetic textured type of diamond bits. So the diamond bits, what they're really good for is use on the natural nail. Diamond bits can be used on the natural nail.
But next are going to be the ceramic bits.
Ceramic bits, the number one thing, the misconception is that you should soak them in acetone. Ceramic bits are actually made of ceramic. And so acetone is a chemical. It is a solvent. Solvents break things down. And ceramic over time will be worn down. It'll be broken down much faster if you're soaking them.
And the next one is carbides. They have different textures. You have fine, medium, coarse, extra coarse, extra coarse.
Carbide bits are made of metal. You can put them in your acetone.
So you can soak it in acetone to get off the enhancement that is on the bit, but then you still need to clean it. Next we have the mandrel. The sanding bin also has fine, medium, and coarse. The other thing, the sanding bins, it's like a one and done. Again, you just one time, it's not something that you need to use over and over and over. It's like a one and done because it is a single use item.
Make sure you remove the sanding band. One little tip is if you can't pull it off, number one, remove your mandrel from your e-file before you try to snatch this thing off. Open your e-file, remove the mandrel, and then remove the sanding band. I see a lot of people just take it off. If it won't come off, you can use a pair of worn nippers, not nippers you use on your clients, and just cut along the line and then peel it off and it will come right off.
And you still need a hand file. You should know how to
still
hand
need a
file.
hand file first.
You should definitely know how to hand file.
And that's why we teach it first. We teach hand filing first. We teach hand filing first, and then we teach e-filing.